Well, I'm joined right now by Jiizuke with coverage brought to you by Alienware for my first interview of Summer Split, fresh off of their victory against 100 Thieves. So, coming out strong in that game, Jiizuke setting the tone perhaps for the rest of your split. What were your expectations going into this 100 Thieves game?
I think we all felt confident going to this game because of just how the draft went. We drafted similar to what we drafted in practice, and we practiced this comp many times with some variables of champions. But the important part, I guess, is Corki Yumi. So we were pretty confident in playing the game.
Okay, so you ended up headed in. You know what? How do you feel you've progressed as a mid laner during this break? Do you feel like you're doing okay? Because I've heard a lot of people say that they feel like maybe all the teams are worse than they were at the end of spring, given the break.
Ah, mm, I mean, I'm fine. Honestly, I could say I'm better than before. My mental is reset from last split, and just. I mean, if you look at this game, even I don't think I did many mistakes mechanical wise. So
Yeah.
I feel confident about myself. Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit? I know I've talked to some of your teammates about this, but Hooni coming into the team, is he interacting much with you guys? I know he's maybe working with Kumo a little bit, but are you interacting much with him?
Basically, we had some screen time, and after that period of screen time, coaching staff decided to go with Ben Kuma instead
Okay.
of Deft Leone, but he interacts with the team and mostly with Kuma, yeah. And he was with us in our draft meeting, so he's helping out as best as he can.
Okay, so there was a chance that you guys were going to play Hooni, because what I'd heard from, I forget who it was, maybe it was Zazel. They told me it sounded like it was more Hooni was hanging out in a coaching role, but there was a potential for him to play.
I mean, it's. I guess it depends on the top on how they perform, since the two players are those. Like, unless they want to change me, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. Well, I'm curious also what your expectations are for EG this split, because obviously you're looking really good coming out of the gate with this 100 Thieves game, but you guys fell short at third place last split. So what do you personally expect? I know especially you've been. I feel like over the course of spring split, you and I talked a lot about how you felt pretty confident against a lot of the other mid laners. So I'm curious if you feel like you'll be able to lead your team to victory this year.
I mean, I still feel the same, and I think we deserved the finals last year.
Last
Last split.
split, yeah, it's easy.
Last split, and we just. I mean, Flackwest, we beat them the week before, and then we lost the week after. They just adapted better than us, and they basically evolved from what they were doing before, and we did not. So, but I think we expect to make finals, and the goal is the same. This split, we want to make finals when we want to go worse.
Okay. And do you worry at all that Worlds might not happen?
Well, the consensus is it's happening, but we don't know anything about it. So
Yeah.
it's like, I mean, in the end, Riot will decide. They didn't share any info, and we will know only when they say something about it. But we are definitely not gonna like, okay, let's not try hard in the summer. We just don't do anything here, and because we don't know if Worlds is going on or not.
Yeah.
We are just gonna do our best, and hopefully there is a Worlds. But yeah, it will be cool to go Worlds.
Have you?
Hopefully Corona is not as dangerous as now.
Yes. I mean, I think a lot of people are hoping for that, and obviously there are a lot of questions. It's just, it's the type of thing where, and I've been asking different pro players about it to try and find out how everyone is responding to it, because I feel like everyone's just saying, I'm just pretending it's happening for sure.
Yeah.
That's what everyone says, and so that's what I'm planning on.
Yeah, I mean, I believe that if we think Worlds is not happening, then like our motivation will be under zero. Like
Yes.
it's like if last split we thought MSI will not happen, you just have no motivation to play.
Yes.
I think at least, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, I can certainly understand that situation for sure. During the break, did you have a chance to interact with your teammates much? Did you? I mean, obviously everyone's under quarantine, right? But I don't know if you're trying to figure out ways to like play games with them, stuff that isn't League, how you're just interacting with everybody.
I think we all basically chilled on our own. Benga and Yeran went to Korea for like 3 weeks, almost a month actually. And everyone else, yeah, was chilling. I'm kind of an introvert, so I'm fine being on my own. But I also like hanging out with my team and stuff. But it's like I can, if I have a computer, I can do really whatever. Like I can spend. I will never get bored. I
Yeah.
will find something to do.
I just expect like one of the benefits I think of offices and being around a lot of your teammates often is like it becomes easier to interact with them as human beings, you know? It's
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
yeah, and so like that's where I think in quarantine or in this new world it might be more difficult, right? Because if people become just the individuals that you log into the game and play with, and maybe one of them ints in a in a lane, and you
Yeah,
get frustrated, it's a lot easier to be really frustrated with them than whenever
yeah.
you like hung out with them before. So I don't know if you guys are trying to figure out ways to like keep that team camaraderie together.
Yeah, for sure. I think teams like yeah, Cloud9, I guess they're in gaming house. They have a big advantage there. Is like I mean also me like coming from Europe, there is only gaming houses.
Yeah.
There is people that have apartments, but it's like it's really rare cases. Everyone is in a gaming house or like different apartments, but like it's in the same complex.
Yeah.
So it's like and you're spending most of the time in the gaming house anyway. But it's like you just socialize more, you get to know each other more outside and inside of the game because of it. Like you just like I don't know. I feel like last split, for example, I was not as close as to my team as I am now, for example. But like it could have happened if I were in a gaming house. It would have happened way more easily, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, there are ways to do it without living with everybody or having a team house, right? So, for instance, FlyQuest and CLG both told me that they were playing like Warcraft 3 custom games. You know, you know what I mean? Like, I figure in this world, there's still ways for everybody to find ways to digitally connect. So, I didn't know if
Yeah.
that was anything you guys were trying to do.
Yeah, we are not creative, I guess.
Yeah.
We failed in this. We failed.
Well, maybe. I mean, there's still time. Who knows? I just
Yeah.
it's interesting to see
If Force doesn't
how.
happen, we just hold the tournament between ourselves.
Yeah, I
Or
mean, I just
something.
think a lot of organizations are trying to figure out how to like overcome the separation we all kind of feel being stuck at home. So,
Yeah.
totally understand. Is there anything that you want to say to any of the fans that are going to be watching you throughout Summer Split?
Just thank you for the support and keep supporting me, myself, AG, and thank you.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for the interview. Really appreciate it. And for everyone else, you can check out the rest of my coverage of all things esports right here on my YouTube channel. Hello. It has been an interesting quarantine, but I've got to tell you, I'm very happy that I've got Alienware to provide me with an amazing computer so that I could just play games endlessly while being stuck in my apartment. Thank you to them and DraftBuff for sponsoring this video. But I gotta say, go check out alienware.com/Travis. There's a link in the description below and use Travis 10 off Q2. That's right, we added Q2 at the end of it just to make sure you're still paying attention. They've got some amazing stuff over there. They've newly refreshed a bunch of their hardware, and I've been using some of it recently, and it's been fantastic. So thanks so much to Alienware for sponsoring everything I do, especially as I don't know, things are a little wild right now, right? There's no events to go to, so I appreciate them sticking around. Thanks.